All right, guys. So we have another project today. We're going to be actually trying to I want to say fix the airbag switch that's in the glove box, but I wouldn't exactly call it a fix yet because basically what happens is whenever you access that switch, you need to be able to have a plastic key that goes in there, and I believe it fits for that specific key cylinder. So if you don't have that key, you can't change the airbag setting. So like turn it on when there's an adult in the passenger side, and then turn the airbag off when you have a child sitting in a child seat in that seat. Okay. So that's what I need to do. So I went ahead and called Lamborghini to order another key, and basically you got to replace the key in the cylinder as a set. But he said that they can take the order, but they don't know when it's going to be. The order can be filled because the factory is shut down in Italy right now because of the virus, and there's no telling when it's going to open back up. So it could be quite a long time. Yeah, I mean that's not a big deal. We can wait on something like that. But I need to be able to access that switch and be able to change the settings on it because I do drive the car and I do have passengers in the car from time being, and then depending on who's in there, I need to be able to access that switch. So that's a safety concern, so we need to get that fixed. But yeah, on the dash, I don't know if you can see it here. There's an airbag light on. Okay, it's on right there. It's gonna look kind of grainy on my phone, but that's it. So we're gonna try and figure out why that light's on. So since we're doing the airbag switch, since we're going to be messing with airbags today, I figured we go ahead and tackle this too. So what we'll do is probably a fault in the system. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that airbag switch is tied into this airbag light. I could be wrong, but I don't have enough knowledge to know that. So I was kind of curious to see if you turned the switch on that airbag light would go off. Maybe it's a warning or something, letting you know the airbag's not on. I have no idea. So we'll get in there and we'll access it with the Leonardo and see if we can figure out what's going on with that and maybe get that fixed too. So what I went ahead and done was, since we can't get the key in the cylinder yet for the passenger side airbag, I went ahead and dropped the glove box and see if there's something we can do with that cylinder so I can at least get in there and change the settings on it, okay? So I already have the glove box out. Decided not to film it, taking it out because it's too tight in there. Trying to get a camera in there and try to access the bolts and stuff. So I took it out, and I'll show you how I got the airbag, not the airbag, but the glove box out. All right, so we have the glove box on the workbench, and basically, if you really just want to access this switch right here, and you can see that switch goes right in that hole right there. If really all you have to do is, you can see I have the glove box lid off. You don't even have to take that off, okay? So what I would do is, if you just want to access this switch, is you can open the glove box up. You're going to have two fasteners in here. You're going to have one right here. You're going to have one right here. Then you're going to have two fasteners here. You have one here, one here. These are like 10 millimeter bolts. Of course, this one was missing. So we'll have to source one of those out. And then you're going to have an 8 millimeter nut with a washer on the back side there, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here. Actually, I probably wouldn't even take this bolt out here. I'd probably leave that in there. You can just leave it loose, and it'll help hold it up. And then this side over here, you have like a filler panel, which is right here. And you just see it snaps in, right? It's got a little part here where you just hook it in. You hook it, and then you push it, and it'll snap into place. So just pop this out. And then when you do that, there's a little bolt, Allen head bolt that holds it this side on, and you take that out, and this side will drop down. Okay, and then when it drops down, you'll see this switch. It'll be sticking through like this. Okay, and then what happened is what you need to do is now this is for like if you want to. You can either modify the key cylinder like I'm fixing to do in here, so you can switch the airbag to on or off depending on who's in the vehicle, and or if you already have your key to your key in your new cylinder, You already got it in from when you ordered or bought or wherever, and you just want to swap that out so you can start using the key again. Okay. So either way, what you could do is once you get to the side over there, once you drop it down, you'll see this clip right here. You just pull that up. Let me see if I might be able to do it here with my fingers. No, so let me pull that up, and then what that's going to do, this clip actually, excuse me, the clip actually locks in the cylinder into this housing right here. So once you pull that, then you could pull this out. And what I'm going to do is probably either pull it out or tap on it on the workbench, and we'll get it to come out. Okay. So let me go ahead and do that now. All right. So yeah, all I did was just tap this against my hand. It slid right out. And you got this little washer right here. I think it's like plastic or maybe rubber, hard rubber. That's what kind of gives it that, keeps it from, when you turn it, it gives it that certain feel to it. Okay. So yeah, that's just like a rubber ring right there. And then you see your I don't know what these are called right here, but they're spring loaded. And this is going to tell you that the key that goes in there, I would assume that when it goes in there, it's going to have certain shape to it as it goes in, because of these because what these do when they spring out, they catch against the inside of this. If you look inside here, see, they catch. Let me get some in here. So those, if you look in there, these high spots that are sticking up here, parts of the key drum itself, they're going to fit down. I think it's in here, and it's going to hit on these sides right here. It's going to hit on these little notches that are sticking up. They go all the way down. Okay. So in other words, when you stick the key in there, it's going to pull these down flush, and it's going to allow it to turn without catching. Okay. When you take the key out, they're going to spring back out and catch. So if you turn it here, hit the key out, it's going to spring out and catch, and not let it turn. Okay. And same thing the other way. That way, if you have a kid in the car or something, then it won't accidentally turn by itself. I don't think it will, though, because it's pretty that switch in there, I can actually turn it myself, and it's not like easy to turn, if that makes sense. It doesn't, like, if you shake it around, it doesn't move or anything like that. So I don't know, this I think that's pretty much it. Maybe for somebody gets in an accident, they tried to blame the manufacturer and say, hey, you didn't have it in that spot, because it's locked into whatever position you had it at. Okay, so yeah, probably what we'll do is I have a little lathe here. Actually, I was going to make a piece out of here of aluminum. I was going to cut it out. I was going to put there's that little notch where that clip rides into. See right here? I was going to make a cylinder out of aluminum, and then make it a little bit longer and have like a little knob to where I can turn it, and I can put these notches on the back side of it, and then just have it slide it in there, and then I could clip it in, and then I would have a knob and I can adjust it myself, right? And then maybe have something to where when it hits these notches, maybe have a spring-loaded ball bearing in there to where it clip in, but it would just be too much work. It would take me hours and hours to make that. And so what I'm going to do is I'll just do something here really quick to where you can change it, and then that way if you have the same problem too, you can probably do the same thing at home until when you order your key, until it comes in. Okay, so let me what I'm going to do here, I'll tell you what I'm going to I'll slide this ring off, and then this top piece here has he's got like a little indentions. I'll probably bend those up. There's a couple of them around there. There's one there, over here. I'll bend those up, and I should be able to pull this top piece off. This is a spring-loaded door right here. Okay, I'll pull that off, and then maybe I could, there's probably a pin in there. Let me see if I can see it here. There's probably like a metal rod that runs through there. I don't know. I'm taking a guess, though. That probably goes in there and keeps these from springing out. So it's probably something you pull out, and these will just pop out. And then once they pop out, I don't know if springs will come out too or whatever, but once we remove these, then I could put this back on the top here, and then we could stick this in there, lock it in with the clip, and then you can use like a screwdriver, just stick it in there and just turn it. And this is just temporary, okay? Like I said, I just wanted to do something. I was going to make that knob, but I mean, not everybody can make that at home. So, but this is something you can probably do just to get by if you're stuck in a rut until you get your new key. So let me go ahead and tear this apart, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I just wanted to show you this real quick. So I got this little cap off here, and then there's your door that keeps the dust out. There's your little spring, and there's the little pin, okay? And you can see it goes in here. So by taking a look at it, I'm sure this spring probably slides around this shaft here, and then it slides in this groove here, okay? And then those little tabs of the spring, one of them rests against the side here, and the other pushes on the door, okay? And that's it. And this thing was really easy to get off. I used this, actually this pick I used to point the stuff out here, and you can see it on the sides. Let me see here. Anyway, on the sides, I just kind of stuck this in here and just kind of pushed up. It was really easy, and just worked it way around and popped right off, okay? And then if you look inside here, there's that pin. See right here? So I bet you if you pull that, I'm thinking that this goes through every one of these pieces that are sticking out here on the side. Okay? And like I said, some are sticking out farther than the other, and I'm sure that's the reason why the key's probably going to be cut for this cylinder right here. Okay? I think I was calling it drum earlier. I don't know. Why was I calling it drum? Maybe it is a drum. I don't know. Cylinder. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this pin out right here, and I'm thinking that these are going to come out. So let me go pull those out and let's see what happens. All right, we got it apart. So I have the pin removed. Just pulled it right out. Make sure the cylinder is up when you pull it out, because these parts are going to want to spring out to the side, so that way it won't fall out. So once I pull that out, and then on the side here, let me see if I can blow this up here. You can see this. You have springs sticking out the side. Some of them already came out, but sticking out the sides there. And then, like I said, I just pull these pieces out from the sides, and that's it. I kind of kept them in order. I don't know why I don't have the key, but let me see if you can see that. Take a look at these. And then what happened is, let me show you this. The way that the key's cut, let me see here. So if you see the thickness of this area here, now look at the thickness of this and some of the other ones. It's what's going to happen is it's going to be, oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong side. Right here, this side right here. So what's going to happen is with that cut deeper, it's going to let this come out farther. So it's going to have to be pulled in farther to get level with the cylinder. Okay. So yeah, that's where the key is going to have a high spot right there to pull that in. And then this side, see, it's not as thick, so it doesn't have to go as far down this way to make this level with the cylinder. So this is going to be like an indentation cut into the key right here, okay? And vice versa on down. So the thinner it is, it's going to need to be a higher spot on the key to go up. The thicker, it's going to have a low spot in the key. So you could probably take, if I had a piece of plastic, you could probably mess around with this. Maybe take you a couple hours or something, but you can probably just look at this and kind of make a key. You know what I mean? But it would take some work, but you could do it. But we're just going to leave these out. I'll keep these, because what I'm going to do too is we have a local locksmith too that we have here. They're closed up though because of the virus. So going around, so no telling when they're going to open. So what I'll do is I'll just bet it doesn't really matter what order they're in now, because I don't have the original key. So even if I had the original key, actually I can probably look at the key and tell where the high and low spots are on the key, and then line these up in that order. But right now I'll just mix them up and just throw them in a Ziploc bag or something. And then if I get time, I can take this cylinder down. It'd be really easy to pull it back out again, and then take it down, and you might be able to make a key for it. I don't know. You never know. So I had a 1978 Ferrari 400, and I didn't have any keys for it. And I called around. Nobody had keys for it. And I called that guy. He had them. He says, man, I've had these keys for over 30 years, and nobody's asked for them. And then here you come, and I end up buying all of them that he had. So I think he's still got some more, but yeah. So the old locksmiths, boy, those are the ones that go to. So yeah. So let me. I'll pull these springs out now, and then what I'm gonna do is this cap right here. I'm gonna put that back on, and I'll push in those indentions on the side so it'll stay on here, and then that's it. I'll leave it that way there, and then what I'll do, I might try even put this door in. I'll try and figure that out, but if it's too much, then I'm not going to mess with it, but uh, we'll see. And then what you could do is, if I need to change it, I can just use a little short, like stubby screwdriver, stick it in, and I can just turn it wherever which way I want it to go. Okay, so that's the plan. So let me go ahead and get this put back together, and I'll be right back. Before I put the cap on, so I figured out this goes like that. I got the magnification on 2.1 on my iPhone, so you can see it. So yeah, just slide this spring on over this pin and slide that pin down that groove, and then this door here. Let me see here. See these two little tabs here? They're going to fit. So we knock this over here. In that groove, those grooves right there. See the groove on each side there? It's going to slide in those grooves. It's going to be on this side of that spring. It's going to sit right here. And then when you push this, when you put the top on right here, it's going to push that spring down this way, and it's going to push. It's going to want to spring load that door towards that cap that goes on here. Okay. Let me see if I can put this. I'm going to set this on there pretty close, and I'll be right back. All right, so I kind of set the door up so you can see it goes like that. It fits in that groove there. Of course, this is not going to be in the groove because it's against the spring right now. So I have to push it down and then try to get that cap on, this piece on, while holding that in. So let me do that now. All right, I got it. So you can see here, I already put it together. So basically what I had to do is when I put the that little shaft in there, let me see here. Remember you got that little that pin, then you got the spring on there. The spring will only go on one way. I can't remember which way I put it on, but if you look in the video, that was the way it needs to go on, because it did come out on me one time. It sprung out. I had to put it back in, and then I couldn't get it to line up right the way the spring's in there. So it'll only go one way in there that I can see. So once I couldn't get it to go, the door to go on right, then I took the spring out, flipped it around, put it back on, and then it went in. So pin with the spring on it, slide it in. The door, you line up those two tabs. And then what I had to do, I couldn't get this cap on because every time I let my finger off the door, it would fly off. And after doing that a couple of times, what I had to do was I had to take this little cap here, and see where the slot is right there. And then what I did was I slid it over the top of the screwdriver, so the cap's down here, just hanging around. And then what I did was I took the door here, and I pushed it down to load that spring up. Once I was pushing it down, those two tabs were keeping it from sliding down. And then as I was holding it down, I took this, and remember this has got that cap on there, and I just kind of held the cap up here like this, and I took this, pushed it against the door, and I stuck this down in the cylinder and was pushing against the door to hold it down. Then I just let my finger off of the cap and let it slide down, and then kind of turned it as I was holding this in, and then lined it up and then pushed it down, and then pulled this tool out, and then that's it. And then I used it's really soft aluminum, so don't use a punch like this to with a hammer, just kind of tap it, because it'll probably punch a hole right through it. So I used like a little punch, my smallest punch that I got, and then just gave it a little tap, okay, and then indented it in, okay. And then what you want to do is indent one side, then go all the way to the other, dent that in, and then you can go the other two. Okay, it turned out good. And then I put that little seal there, and I think this is like a friction seal. So when you go to turn it, it doesn't like flop around in there. It's really snug. Okay. So let me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put this cylinder in here. It only goes a certain way, if you can see in there. Because there's like four, you see the triangles in there? There's actually four of them, but two of them are bigger than the other. If you look on the back side here, see those little triangles? Those are the big triangles. So what you do is you line it up with the bigger ones in there. Let me see if I can see. I'll try to get this. See, I'm gonna put this right here. See, put it in there and see that friction seal. Then you push it in, and boom. Then when you turn that, that seal kind of makes it really snug as it turns. So it's not flopping around. It's not going to turn on its own. I don't think it'll ever turn on its own. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but it's pretty sturdy actually. Okay, so now that let me see if I can do this with one hand. So we're gonna take this clip. Once you have this firmly seated in, just push your clip in here. Let's see if I can get it one hand here. Probably not. Let's see. And just push it down. And then there it is. See? It's not going to come out now. The cylinder's locked in. So that's it. And then what you're going to do is, what I'll do is, you see what position is. Let me see if I can see the screwdriver right now. This is just a small one I have here. And then, let me see if I can turn. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this with one hand. Okay, so there it goes. See, that's going to be on. That's going to be off. And there's definitely resistance against it. So you turn it, it's not easy to turn. There's definitely resistance against it, okay? Because that friction seal, see, off. On. And then what I would do is, okay, you have it turned there. Whatever position you have it at is going to be facing towards whatever position you want it off, okay? So there it is. Look at that. It turned out pretty good. So now it can work without a key. All right, now that this is finished, let's go ahead and head on over to the Leonardo and let's get it hooked up to the car and get it scanned. All right, we're at the Leonardo now. I've got everything turned on. The car's ready to go. We got everything set up over there. The key's already on. All that good stuff. I won't go through that again like I do in my other videos. Just make sure we got some power here. Showing we're plugged in, which we are over here. We're good over here. Okay, let's go ahead and get this ball rolling. There's a Lamborghini here. Okay, so what now? We want to get into the airbags. Okay, come on, there we go. Warning. Here. Okay. Okay, we're in. Okay, now we're in the airbag. So we look, airbag system. All right, now we want to read the errors. Okay, and we got a bunch of errors here. Driver side lateral airbag, driver side lateral airbag. ECU power supply, airbag deactivated, maybe there was something when I disconnected the battery or something. Maybe it did something. What does it say? Okay. Let's go ahead and clear those out. Turn the key off, press OK. So let me go turn the key off and I'll be right back. All right, so anyway, I came back to the car. Did the procedures they want me to do, and it's then what I did was I went back. It had some of the errors were still there, and it wasn't going away. And then I remembered that the switch was out for the passenger side airbag, so I went back in, plugged it back in, and I turned that airbag on. That's why I think you've seen some of those codes that was deactivated. So I put it in there, switched it, turned it on, came back, rescanned it again. And then what's showing me is the driver's side lateral airbag. It's got something intermittent that's going on in there. So maybe a bad connection or something. So probably not. I mean, we can see what it does. Probably the airbag light's still going to go on. And but now we've found another problem here. So we're going to have to figure out what's going on with this lateral airbag. So we're going to try and erase it one more time. So let me go through that process. I'll have to hit air delete and then go turn the key off, come back, turn it on, all that good stuff. And then let me try it one more time and I'll come right back. All right, so I went ahead and rescanned it again, did the process turning the key on and off again. After running back and forth, it's showing me we still have a problem with the driver's side lateral airbag. So what I'm going to have to do is I have to figure something out. Like I said, this car's been apart before. There's all kinds of stuff going on with it. So probably what I'll do is we'll pull the seat out and then maybe check the connections there. Maybe somebody forgot to plug something in or something. Hopefully that's it. If not, then probably what I'll have to do is we'll have to take the seat apart and then see what's going on in there. But yeah, or in worst case scenario, just replace the whole airbag, which is not going to be cheap, probably. So yeah, we'll probably just we'll let this go here, and then we're going to have to. I'll probably have to make another video doing that because it's going to be pretty long. And but the main thing, what I wanted to show you today was the airbag switch, getting that to where you can switch it on and off. Okay, so let's go back to the. So we're not going to be able to finish it. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me show you this on this since we're in the airbag. Let me show you what kind of pages we get in here. So let's do parameters and show you what I see here. So this is what we could check out here. So these are some of the things. Okay, and then if you look down here, there's going to be 1 through 6. So we're on page 1 and there's 6 pages. So basically what you want to do is you're going to go in here, hit this, it'll go to the next page. This will kind of give you an idea of what we got going on here. Okay. And I didn't instrument cluster ignition counter. I don't know what that is. I'll have to find that out. So if I want to check something out, let's say this right here, hit that and we'll go ahead and diagnose it. Okay. And then this is what it'll tell you right here. The value is 255, so I have no idea what that is. We'll have to do some research. But yeah, that's, we just got to learn. Like I said, I haven't been trained on this this Leonardo, but it's kind of cool though. Let's deactivate that. Go back, and if I want to check out, like, say like if I want to check, I can check out up to like I think it's 8 parameters at once. So let's go through. Watch, we hit these accelerometers. We're just going to tag a bunch of stuff. Let's see, microprocessor. Okay, and then we'll hit activate here, diagnose it, and then it'll just basically tell you what's going on here. Okay, these are all off. All right, so deactivate those. Let's see what else we got here. We're on page 3. Prompt voltage, smart LED, load emission light. Load state. Side. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Page 5, page 6, the last one. I don't know what this C-pod is. Let's check that out. Let's see what that is. Activate that. I don't know. Whatever that is, that's good. Almost thought it said iPod. That'd be cool if there was an iPod hiding in there somewhere. Yeah, so let's get out of this thing here. All right, so we can't fix that. So let me get this all shut down here. So we're going to have to go diagnose that. I could dig in this Leonardo here, but it'd take too much time, and I don't want to bore y'all with that. And then, like I said, we may make another video with that. But the main thing is to get that switch fixed. So let's head back to the bench. All right, we're back at the bench. So what I'm going to do now is let's go ahead and get this. I'm going to go ahead and install this glove box back. Okay, so I'll get the switch. I went ahead and took it back out the car. We're going to put it back, snap it back in the glove box. Okay. Really, the only thing we need to do is I'm going to put the lid's already on here. I'll just go through it real quick again. I'm just going to put the 2 fasteners here in. Make sure this is lined up right, this door, and then I'll tighten them down when all the gaps look good. And then I'll open this door up. There's 2 fasteners in here. Here, let me go over here a little bit. Let me see here in a second. Back a little bit. Okay, so you got 2 fasteners here, 2 fasteners here, 1 in the back here. And then I also got to plug in the light for the glove box, and then put in that bolt here, then put the cover in, and then we're good to go. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, she's in. She looks fantastic. Looks great. Like I said, when you go to do all your fasteners, just leave them loose, and then that way you can kind of move the dash back and forth to get this nice and flush, the glove box flush with the dash, okay? Then once you get it flush, you can tighten them all down. So it turned out good. And you see that little cover that snaps in on the side over here. Yeah, super easy, super easy. I did have this in, and then I noticed that when I touched it, it was making a squeaking noise, like squeak, squeak, squeak. So, and I've heard it before while I was driving, and that's what it was. It was a glove box. So I didn't realize it because I took the door off before I pulled the rest of the glove box housing down. So I tried to lubricate it while it was in there, but it was just too hard to get to some of the area, so I had to take it back down again, which was no big deal. Took about 2 minutes to pull it out, real quick, a couple of minutes, and then got it up on the workbench and sprayed some silicone spray for plastic on the gear that's in there and that little track that runs through there and all the hinges and stuff like that. And yeah, it turned out pretty good. Then ended up putting it back in here, reinstalled it, and it don't squeak at all. Works good. So one thing I wanted to show you is this. Now, here's that. Let's see if I can show you. It's kind of tight in here, so I'm going to try my best to film this. Okay, so I take the factory key now, and the airbag is on. So if I got like a small child coming in here to ride with me, just push this in, and then I can turn it off. Okay? And then now if my wife comes in here, put the key back in, and then turn it, and turn the airbag back on again. Okay? And that's it. So yeah, I think that's going to work great until our cylinder, new key and cylinder comes in. So I think this will do for the meantime. It turned out pretty good. So yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap. So I guess what we'll do about the airbag that's on the driver's side, what we'll do is I'm going to take the driver's seat out. I'll check all the connections and stuff like that. I might even have to tear the seat apart to see what's going on. So I'm going to try and do that and figure out what's going on over there. And then if I can figure it out, then what I'll do is I'll just make an update video and I'll show you what the problem is, okay? So in the meantime, all right, guys, stay safe, and we'll see you the next time on the next video. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.